Hello guys and welcome to another video. So today I'm doing something a little bit different, and that is that I am here today to try to convince you to go watch Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Why? Well, because I feel like Marvel hasn't been doing this movie justice and hasn't been marketing it enough, at least in Spain. And I know a lot of people have said the same thing because I've seen so many TikToks of people complaining about this movie not being promoted at all and being super underrated. So since I watched it last night and I loved every second of it, I am here to try to convince you and to try to pass on the love for this movie. So without further ado, since it is called The Legend of the Ten Rings, let me give you 10 reasons why you should go right now and go watch Marvel's new Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. Okay, let's go. Reason number one is a super simple one, and that is Simu Liu. If you don't know, that's the name of the main actor, so the guy who plays Shang-Chi. Before I saw any promoting for this movie from Disney or Marvel in any way, shape, or form, I saw this guy tweeting, making videos, posting things on Instagram, being so hyped for his own movie that it just warmed my heart. He is so cute, clearly so excited to be a part of Marvel and be a superhero and an inspiration to other people like him. So it just warmed my heart, honestly, that this guy was the sole person hyping up this movie. No one else, no other Marvel actor was hyping up this movie. But this guy, Simu Liu, went all out, and I really appreciated that. Not only is the actor a great person and seems like a great guy, but his character, Shang-Chi, is incredible. I have never seen a male character from Marvel be like him, because most of them, I'm not gonna say all of them are filled with toxic masculinity, but most of them would use their fists to end a fight or do something like that. But this guy is so cute, so charming without meaning to, and so humble. Say goodbye to the cocky male Marvel protagonists of the past. Shang-Chi is a new kind of not a nerd, but also not a cool guy on purpose. And I loved him so much for it, which leads me to talk about my second point, Aquafina. Aquafina was basically reason number one why I didn't want to watch this movie. I can't exactly put it into words, but I've never really liked her. I've been kind of okay with some of her characters here and then, but sometimes she's just too much, But in this movie, she doesn't cross the border from funny to just plain out obnoxious. She tiptoes on it, but she doesn't cross it, and I was so happy for that. I actually ended up really enjoying her character. She made me laugh several times, and her dynamic with Shang-Chi was just incredible. I don't think this is a spoiler, but minor spoiler warning. They don't end up together, and it's never hinted at them ending up together in the movie or in a next movie. They're literally best bros, and I love to see that. Their dynamic was incredible. They were so funny together. You could believe that they've been friends for 10 years. They kept reminding us all the time. And they were just incredible. They had such BFF vibes that I really appreciated that. Especially because in Marvel movies, most couples are made out of the cocky playboy guy who doesn't really care, and the tight-strung woman who is serious. There's a lot of couples like that in Marvel. Right off the top of my head, Tony and Pepper, Hope and Ant-Man, and also Gamora and Peter Quill. That's literally their descriptions, and that's all there is in the MCU. But this couple, that's not even a romantic couple, was so refreshing. If any other reason doesn't convince you, let this one convince you. There is not a single Marvel movie that doesn't focus on the main romance. Obviously, the exceptions are the female-led superhero movies. It's the first time where a male lead doesn't fall in love and end up at least kissing the female lead, so it's super refreshing. So reason number 4 is actually the family dynamic, because in a lot of Marvel movies, it just, they kill off the parents and that's it. The superhero has the trauma, and that leads them to do great things. And the parents aren't really used at all in the plot. They died, and that's all that they can do to move the plot forward. But in this one, the parents were so much more than that. Yes, the mom was dead, but she was such a strong presence throughout this movie. I didn't know this about myself, but lately I've been noticing that I love families being portrayed in media, especially siblings, which leads me to the sister. I do not remember her name, I'm sorry, but she was so cool. I mean, her haircut wasn't the best. It really reminded me of Hope in Ant-Man 1, but besides that, she was super cool, and her costume was not sexualized at all. Actually, when we first see her, when she fights with Shang-Chi, Shang-Chi is the one being sexualized because he's made to take his shirt off, and all you can see from her is like her tiny midriff. Incredible. I love their dynamic. I'd actually really love to see more from her and Shang-Chi, like their dynamic in the future. But yeah, the family dynamic was just, obviously I didn't really like the dad, but I liked the part that he played in the movie. The next reason is that usually Marvel scenes are super edited and you can't even tell what's happening, who's where, who's doing what, who's winning basically. That's usually one of the main problems in Marvel movies. They're so edited, so you can't see when it's the stunt double or the actor, that you don't know what's happening. That was one of the main reasons why I found Falcon and the Winter Soldier to be such a disappointing show, because the action scenes were super boring and they were usually filmed in like a dark room, so you could barely see anything. You didn't know what was happening, and the fighting choreography was super boring and lame, in my opinion. So yeah, this was super refreshing. The fight choreography was so cool. It was so well done. There were so many action scenes, and in all of them, the fighting styles were so distinct that it even told a story. So literally, it was part of the character development, how they fought, because Shang-Chi goes from this to this, and that like shows you so much. Literally, the fighting style is part of his character arc, and it's so well done. It's beautiful to watch. Literally, the mom's fighting style looks a hell of a lot like airbending, and when they fight, it even looks like they're dancing, and it's so cool to see. Literally, I had not seen fighting this cool since Birds of Prey, I think, which has one of my favorite fight choreographies of all time. So it was so cool to see, and so different from anything that Marvel has made. So it was really cool to see, super refreshing, and I can't wait to see more from that, because the fight style is incredible and so distinct from anything else that it was nice to see. This movie was all in all very refreshing, because Marvel hasn't been doing it for me lately. The next reason is simply that the plot was very well executed. Yes, Marvel is all in all truly formulaic. It usually follows the same character arcs and the same building blocks in each movie, but this one was done so well. It was really truly well written. I couldn't find any major plot holes or any points in the movie where it just like slowed down and stopped flowing as well. There were some expo dumps because obviously we're being brought into this new world, and there's so much mythology and background that we need to learn in order to understand the rules of this new universe. But honestly, it was done in such a beautiful way. Much better, in my opinion, than the expo dumps in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, because that one was just like too obvious when Ego the Living Planet was just like delivering a PowerPoint presentation. So this one was beautiful to see how they did the expo dumps. Also, there's a good balance between flashbacks and the present time, because flashbacks are really important in this movie, but sometimes they usually always use the same flashback all the time, but they had like a large variety of flashbacks, and when they came back in the end, it made complete sense for them to have been shown before. So it had like a narrative purpose, and I really appreciated that, because most times it's just there to be like, oh, dead mother, sad, but this time it made sense and it moved the plot along, so I really appreciated that. Next up is another reason that might be a minor spoiler, so minor spoilers alert, and that is the cameos. We all know that Marvel loves their cameos, and it basically forces their actors to do them in a lot of movies. So this one, my favorite cameo would have to be Wong in the fight scene. Oh my god. Incredible. Wong has just like shot right up there to one of my favorite Marvel characters. He is just great. He's funny and he is serious and he is a great character, and I love to see him fight and I love to see him get more of a spotlight. So Wong props to you. And then the other ones we get are in the end credits scenes. In the first one, we get a Carol Danvers cameo, which I did not see coming. Literally everyone in the movie theater gasped out loud when she was on screen. And also Bruce Banner, which I guess is okay. I don't really care for him. His arm's still broken, which, you know, continuity. Also, Carol's hair is like up to here. I mean, down to here. Like, how long has it been? I think some people, some guys especially, don't know how long it takes to grow hair, so they just say like, oh, it's to show that time has passed. This much hair from her pixie cut in Endgame would take 2 years at the very least. Almost like 3 or 4 years to grow this long. So what the hell? What the hell was up with her hair? Why are they changing it so much from movie to movie? Especially because in both of those movies I mentioned, she's basically a cameo. More in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, but she's barely like there for 10 minutes on Endgame. So why are they giving her so many hairstyles? Like, is she the new Black Widow? One of the last reasons is that it really makes you think about the future of the MCU, because a lot of movies don't drive that forward. They're just like, here's another movie, and it's not important now, but maybe 5 years in the future it will be important when we do like another Avengers movie. So it doesn't really add, it's just there, aka Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because at least Loki created the multiverse, spoilers, and Wanda did that whole thing, and she's now going to be the villain kind of in Doctor Strange. So they're moving the plot forward, the massive Marvel plot as a whole. But yeah, not a lot of movies are doing that lately for Marvel, and this one really, really, really does. The last end credits and the first end credits like really move it forward, because now we have like a whole new dimension, a whole new world, a whole new kind of magic system. So that really gives us so many new opportunities to expand on that in the future, and that's really cool because we're clearly moving from the more technological Iron Man era from the MCU to the more magical and mystical era of the MCU with Wakanda and wherever Shang-Chi is from. So that is really cool, and I'm really looking forward to what we have to see from them in the future. It did say at the end, spoiler alert, that the Ten Rings will return, and basically the final reason is that the movie overall is just great. Marvel movies are known for being funny, but lately some of the jokes, it's not like they're going over my head, it's just like not my type of humor anymore. It seems like too easy and very American, like it would make an American audience laugh. But this one, it made me laugh so much. It was honestly super funny. Not even only Katie, Aquafina's character, but a lot of them. They worked off each other so well. I loved all of the character dynamics. The cast was clearly like spot on for almost every single character, I would say. Spoilers, the Mandarin does make not a cameo, he's an important character in this movie, and he is redeemed so well. I loved his character. He was super funny. He added so much. I thought he was gonna be annoying, but no, I liked him from beginning to end. And yeah, it was just a great movie. And oh my god, I didn't tell you guys this. When I went into the movie theater, they were just like handing these out, and it's good paper, y'all. Like, this is good quality, and they were just giving this out. Granted, they were also giving huge ass after posters, but look at this. It's so cool. It's like a retro style. I love it. This is definitely going on one of my walls. So if you were still debating whether you're going to watch more Marvel movies besides, you know, Spider-Man, because everyone's going to watch Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Thor, definitely watch this one. You will not regret it for a second. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this video. Please leave a like if you liked it. Comment down below if you have watched the movie and if you've liked it, or if you haven't, please go watch it, because it's really important for Marvel to know that we're supporting these kinds of movies with POCs, lead actors, and POC main cast, and it's really important for those kinds of movies in the future. So please go watch it, because Marvel is using this movie as an experiment to see if those kinds of superhero POC-led movies are going to be a thing in the future. So go support it and subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. I post videos super frequently on this channel, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye!